Hi, I'm Gary at the one and only Gary's Mattress. Now with locations in Koreatown and Little Tokyo. We are karate chopping up prices just for you. Even we would buy it.
Oh no!
At Gary's Mattress, we're blowing up prices.
Man on horse, bring good. For treatment at Gary's Mattress, I'd be very surprised. We're scalping prices.
Oh my!
If you find a mattress at a better price, I'll kick a puppy and punch a kitten just for you.
Van Nuys, California.
I miss the '90s, dude.
That's so much fun.
That was when you could do
It's
whatever
not
you
racist.
wanted.
He went after everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody got
I'm pretty
it.
sure he's Jewish and he...
Yeah.
he's not saying it's a bad product. He's saying it's such a good product that it doesn't matter what your race, ethnicity, religion. Like, they all love his mattresses.
I think that just made him
stereotype loves
extra
his mattress.
racist. Yeah, he just made him extra racist. He hated everybody.
All right, I want to read this off. Instead of having you guys choose the cold open, I said who would win in a fatal four-way in honor of our WrestleMania poll or whatever. So you guys ready for these results? Coming in
All
last.
four of us?
Yep, coming in last place with 0 votes. Rob.
Ooh, Robbie went in the fatal four-way. That's trash.
That's because y'all gang up on me. Because y'all
Zero votes.
y'all know y'all don't want one-on-one. Y'all know y'all don't want to.
We're going to shield powerbomb him through a table.
Yeah, you get powerbomb through the table first.
Check this out. Tied for last place with 0 votes. Mitch.
Oh, Mitch, joke's on you. We're going to give you the little and then the little arm wiggle afterwards. Little
Now,
Paul
to be
Heyman.
fair, I would have voted for Josh in this.
Okay, who would you vote for, Rob?
Who's gonna win?
Yeah.
Who's going to win the fatal four-way of the swamp?
I mean, besides me, obviously, I would say, like legit fatal four-way. I think the wrestling knowledge.
Okay.
I'd have to go with Josh because just pure. I think Mitch has the wrestling knowledge. I think Josh does too. But then you got to throw in the physicality. I think Josh would be more physical than Mitch at the end of the day. Wrestling IQ, Mitch and Josh, and then physicality goes to Josh.
Well, I appreciate chat for giving me some consideration here because tied for first place is me and Josh. We both got 50%. Mitch and Rob got
Democracy
no votes.
really is the god that.
Look, Tim, we can just team up, a little tag team against these two, handicap both of them, kick them out, a little elimination match, and then you and me can thug it out for the championship belt.
That's
We
the
don't
fight
need
everybody
these two.
wants to see. We already know. If Libertarian Fight Club ever happens, it's me versus Josh headline.
Headliner.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? Who do
Someone
you
on
want?
top rope.
Who do you want? You seem like disappointed, like you have someone.
Yeah,
in
Rob,
mind.
who do you want? Wait, who's going on Libertarian Fight Club?
Fucking Dave Smith versus Sarwark, just straight up boxing
They're
match.
not
They
doing
did
it,
that
though.
shit on the Soho forum. That's gay.
Yeah,
No,
it's
like-
revisiting a match.
No, that's a
Yeah,
debate.
that's Randy Orton, fucking John Cena, fucking 12.
He knows me. He's known me a lot longer than all of you. I just want you to say, everybody in this room combined.
That's fine. My hole is ready.
Yeah, be slapping buttholes all day. All right, well,
I
I'm
mean,
done
Tim gets
derailing.
pegged. Remember?
God damn it!
Yeah,
I was
like
trying
that-
to ignore that one.
You're kind of mono v mono. Like
He
good
eating the
luck.
mono.
Hey, let's not spread mono here. Let's get to tradition.
Okay.
So, getting on to tradition, I'm still finishing off the bottle of the sophisticated wine from our sophisticated wrestling stream. Enjoying the fine culture of the United States. Yes. Also, I got gummies.
Okay,
I love you, Mitch.
go ahead, Josh. What do you
All
got?
right, what do you got, Josh?
Back at it again. Going to keep pushing down this big nose Kate here, and then to be like our illustrious lead host tonight, Mitch. I brought the blueberry lemon haze pen out for tonight. 97.68% THC.
Whoa.
Why don't they just sell 100? Is that like, does it not work? Do you have to have some
Because
other material?
Remember the Cat Williams joke about like this shit deaf nigga? Like that's what it is. You just go deaf. You don't hear shit no more. Like
Yeah.
Tim, I smoke a lot of weed, but I got shit to do tonight. Like today, tomorrow, next week, nigga. I got shit to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
What you got, Rob?
I am going Swiss and going neutral.
Neutral.
And I like these things. These are
Fed sitter.
like me, real fruit, gluten free. All right.
I have
half of me, I definitely got some gluten on me. You know what I'm saying? A little chunky monkey right now. All right.
You can't come around here all caked up like that, big boy.
I have no strong opinion on those drinks, one way or the other. Anyway.
Well, you've
Tim.
never been. You've never been.
You've
to
never
these.
been.
You don't have expert. You can't be an expert here. You never
Listen,
even been there.
I don't want to be an expert. That's why I have chosen to remain neutral on the subject.
As you should.
Yes.
Well played.
Anyway, Tim, what do you got?
In joke about Sis's honey hole. Okay.
You're gonna get in. Oh, whoa,
Tim
Whoa.
is cisgender.
Tim.
What?
Why are you stealing Rob's gimmick tonight?
I don't know. I just had to. I felt like it. It felt appropriate. I don't know. I have a can that says sis. So what am I supposed to say?
Listen, Tim always lives every.
Fuck you. That's way too late. What?
Tim, you
Fucking
live every day of
turtleneck.
trans visibility, so you're just acknowledging
right.
the fact that you are cis.
Listen, I will acknowledge that Rob's sister has a sweet honey hole.
I don't have a sister.
You do have a
Stepsister.
sister. We've heard all about your stepsister and her
Stepsister.
honey hole.
Yes,
Guys.
stepsister.
She broke up with me like 3 years ago. We got to get over
We can't.
Can't
10
break
years
up
from
with
now.
family, Rob. That's forever. That's life.
Episode 1000, we finally meet Rob's stepsister.
Yeah, I wish. Hey, take me back. Whatever. Let's figure it out.
Oh, we're gonna.
Vote it
You'll be
You
the
know
next one to
what?
get pegged.
Yeah, let me see what I can work out. Maybe LPF Con. I'll bring Rob's. I'll see if I can get Rob's stepsister to
It
join.
created a family feud, apparently. Okay.
Talking about my
Oh,
pussy.
Oh, he's like, I'm the only one who gets that Rob dick.
That's right. Vinny's honey hole. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, he's like.
Vinny's honey holes. Sounds like the next sponsor of Bob's Health.
That was better timing.
Doing
That was
this,
good.
Yeah. Well, there's so many sounds, so many possibilities.
All right.
All right.
Well, to get into some of our show notes for today, because man, do we have not a lot of stories, but just interesting stories. First off, biggest one of them all, Pope died.
That nigga dead.
That
Yeah.
nigga dead.
Yeah. So in that,
Dead nigga
there have been a lot of
when
there've
did he
been a lot
die? When did he die, though?
Easter.
Easter,
Easter.
the day after
Exactly.
Easter.
That
Pretty
nigga-
crazy.
He could do some funny shit tomorrow. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
3 days.
yeah, yeah.
whoa. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah, true.
So in that, a lot of posts going around Twitter of who people would like to see be the next pope. So I just grabbed some of these. Josh, we got your favorite guy in here, so I'm not even going to ruin
That
it.
ain't
I'll
my
let you
favorite
get
guy. I
that.
don't know what the fuck
No,
you
not
talking about.
this
This ain't your
weirdo
favorite
fucking
guy. I
pet-
wasn't saying this is your favorite guy. I'm saying we'll get to your favorite
Your
guy.
favorite guy. Your favorite guy. You put
This
this
is
nigga
not
on the
my
screen.
favorite guy.
Who
This
the
is
fuck
not
is
my
that
black
weird
pope.
looking pedo ass motherfucker? Like
This ain't my guy. This is just the first one that
that's
came
the
up.
progressive new Catholic church that I don't fuck with.
Yeah,
No,
anyway.
this guy seemed pretty based right here. I heard this guy talk earlier.
Yeah, is he?
Well-
All right, let's go.
All right, I want to hear him.
This is very serious. Now we are witnessing an invasion. They are not refugees. No, this is an invasion of mass Islamization of Europe, which already went on for at minimum 50, 60 years, the Islamization in Europe. But now it is in mass. It is very evident. And so this is a global political agenda by the
Uh-oh.
powerful of the
The
world.
globalists. Those
to
Jew
destroy
killers, or those
Europe,
Jesus killers.
culturally and
Sorry.
religiously. I mean,
Well,
to
Jesus was a
destroy
Jew, so they were Jew
Christianity
Yeah,
killers.
Jew
in,
killers,
Terrible,
yeah.
ultimately in
anti-Semite,
Europe.
terrible fucking
Yeah,
people.
with
technically
the
still.
help of the massive Islamic population. And I was reading recently an article of a sociologist who made a calculation that maybe in 30 or 40 years, when it's now going on, so the majority of the population of Europe will be Islamic. Europe will be Islamic when this
In
will
Europe?
go on, because the European people
Yeah,
have
this
almost
guy's
Respect
no
my
children.
man here trying to restart
All
the
right.
Crusades. Like,
Yeah.
fighting Islam is not the problem there. Like, first off, the Catholic Church isn't in charge of fucking dealing with nation states. Their job is to fucking preach the good word and spread the fucking, word of Jesus and, be good Catholics. Like, nation states need to handle their own fucking borders. Catholicism has no borders. We invite everybody into our fucking church. As long as you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you can be saved too.
And
And
That's gonna be a no from me, dog.
the fuck did Jesus tell all the 12 disciples to go spread the fucking good word? Fuck are we doing? We damn near took over the entire world in less than a little over 2,000 years.
I felt like
2000
buzzing him. But I
He's
buzzed
not
you
the next pope.
He was
No,
so
not the
he
next
was
pope.
so boring.
That nigga, fuck him.
He was
yeah,
so
so
boring.
that's Pope number 1.
Pope number 1 ain't shit. Give me Pope number 2, Mitch. What's Pope number 2 looking like?
All right, so potential Pope number 2.
My.
No.
Is
We
that
got
Rob?
Cardinal
No.
Robert Serra. This is
Oh, not the good Pope.
not your guy. This is the guy.
Not
you
my
didn't
guy.
like,
Close, but still no potatoes.
But nonetheless, interesting. I couldn't find anything of him speaking, but I did find a pretty good summary from Ian Miles
I have
Chung.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to pull that up and
Ew.
read that, it's
I'm
just
just
a
going to leave his face up there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next contestant. Meet Cardinal Robert Serra. What?
I hate when
Go on. I had a thing. What?
I'm sorry. I just hate. He looks like an evil villain with the red and the black. Not
Man,
like
fuck
you know.
you.
That's his
I don't
skin, Robert.
like it.
That-
No,
that's
no,
what
the
a
robe.
bishop looks
The
like. That's what a
robe.
proper bishop looks like.
racist Rob.
He looks like Muhammad Ali. He looks like my Muhammad Ali character, dude.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I don't want him to be the next pope. This nigga ain't shit.
We'll get to your guy anyway.
I know.
Tim,
I need records.
Let it roll. I'm building the suspense because I like my guy. And he won't
tell
win.
us more about potential Pope number 2, Cardinal Robert Serra.
He's running to be the next pontiff of the church. He's a conservative, pro-life, anti-woke, and has compared Western woke liberal culture trends to communism and Nazism. Cardinal Robert Serra is a Guinean Catholic prelate known for his influential role in the Vatican as a conservative stance on church teachings. I'm not going to go through when he was born. No one gives a shit. He has criticized Western cultural trends, including gender ideology, abortion, and same-sex marriage, comparing them to the impact to historical ideologies like Nazism and communism. He has also denounced Islamist radicalism, particularly ISIS, for its threats to family structures. His 2023 dubia to Pope Francis, alongside the other cardinals, sought clarity on doctrinal issues like same-sex blessings and women's ordination, and reflecting his orthodox concerns. Your potential next pope, Robert Serra.
Okay, real quickly before we go on to Josh's guy, me and Josh were going at it beforehand because we were both arguing over who would be the better guy. It sounds like with this guy too, Josh, you're going to get everything you want.
Yeah, but he's East African. I don't like them niggas. Fuck their tribes. They were slaves and they deserved what they got. That was why their whole fucking people were conquered.
Rob's hot on the soundboard tonight. He's going to get
Yeah,
you
he
all
really
this now.
is. That was perfect.
I mean, he's good. I definitely want a conservative pope after fucking 2 back-to-back progressive popes. Like, I want something closer to Pope John Paul and not fucking Pope Francis or Pope Benedict.
Right.
Yeah.
We were saying before the show, like, I think we got to go back to the gays will go to hell and die. We're not going to marry them anymore if you want to have a solid church. I think that's what you need. But so his thing is gender ideology and abortion and same-sex marriage compared to Nazism and communism. So I guess that's good. It's not quite fire and brimstone, but it's decent.
I don't know, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I got to see the next guy.
We knew you would be the most uncomfortable in this conversation.
I know.
Oh yeah,
want
no,
you to know.
I
Some of us all having the hardest time.
No, I'm not uncomfortable with the conversation. I think it's time for a black pope. I think we need a DEI hire.
Well,
Yeah.
Rob, have I got
Pope.
something
I got
for
some
you?
good news for you, my guy.
But which DEI Pope will it be?
Oh,
It could
but
be
which
Robert
will
Spera.
it be, Robert? Please.
You said the red and
Or-
black makes you uncomfortable. What
And
about the
his
pink?
name's Robert. I don't
about-
like this guy. I don't like
Ferdinand is the best of all
I
of
like
our
the other
choices.
guy. I like the other guy better.
Nah, this man
High
gonna sit here,
five,
look you
Rob.
dead in the face as the Pope and go, "Why are you gay?"
Yeah.
Josh, I'll let
known
you
for
do the
Pope.
sale on this one.
I don't have all my notes in front of me here.
All Mitch gave me was his Wikipedia page. So
Yeah, because Josh wanted me to just throw the Wikipedia page up there. I was
So,
expecting Josh to know more about
he
this one.
had
Why are you gay?
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Born in Democratic People's Republic of the Congo, fucking communist shit. which
Oh, wait.
show-
Hang on, Josh. I am 1.2% Congo.
you're a liar.
That's your guy then.
Yeah.
This is your
That's my
guy.
guy. This might be my guy.
So
Now that I-
offended by what he saw, he turned to God. This guy is actually now the cardinal in charge of all of the Catholic Church in the entire continent of Africa and Madagascar.
Yo.
This man told Pope Francis straight to his face that he would not be supporting his decree to bless same-sex marriages because of the fact it would be so scandalous in Africa, and that essentially that allowing that to happen would be the same as a cultural appropriation, and that the West has been ruined by things like same-sex blessings, and we're not going to take Western culture and add it into Africa. Basically said, fuck you, we have our own culture, you guys focus on your own shit in your fucking four corners, and we're going to focus on us, which means we're not blessing fucking fag marriages.
What?
No fags being married, no blessings.
What?
No fag blessings.
Yeah, he says, I found a BBC article. He says he is a cultural conservative opposing beliefs for same-sex marriage, stating that unions of persons of the same sex are considered contradictory to cultural norms and intrinsically evil.
Intrinsically evil.
Oh, my God.
We're getting there.
Mitch's guy is a progressive conservative. Mine's telling you they're intrinsically evil. They're not just satanic using some
This guy
buzzwords.
literally would be-
Intrinsically evil at its core. This is fucking Satan at work.
This man would literally be Pope. Why are you gay?
Pope, why are you gay? And he got the accent to match. Like, this man getting some fucking soft East African ass nigga. I'm getting some hard fucking middle of the fucking map ass. Like, I dealt with war and fucking death. Like, this is who I want to lead the Catholic Church. He ain't gonna put up with no bullshit. Got no softness. He ain't gonna care how high the counter gets. He just gonna save souls and make sure that he spreads the good word of the Lord.
So here, I'll pull this one up. This is the BBC article on who they think was going to be next.
Oh, you didn't say the Asian man. You didn't say there was an Asian man.
He wasn't on our
Gay.
list.
He's
This is,
fake and gay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what he says about him. Who would
We
be the
can
next
look at
Pope?
him.
And that
too.
other black guy's different. That other black guy
Yeah,
is different.
both of those black guys are different, I think.
There's a lot of names going around. That was the thing. I was only able to.
Or no,
grab
one
a
of
few.
okay, so that's Josh's guy here on the end.
Who
Yeah.
keeps
Yeah, I
up
was
with
gonna
the
say-
Pope?
Oh,
with
you're
the
just saying all
Pope
black people
riddle,
look
you
the
know?
same, Rob. That's racist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fucked up on that one for sure.
All right, so this was the guy we looked. Or no, this is Pittori Paroli. I don't know, some Italian guy.
Don't like it.
Pietro.
Yeah, some shit like that. What does it say about him?
He's Italian.
He is viewed as the more likely to prioritize diplomacy and a global outlook. Okay, so he's going to be a Pope Francis guy. He has been critical
He's a
of
Jesuit.
legislation on same-sex marriage around the world, calling a landmark 2015 vote in favor. Okay, let me see. So kind of softer guy. Here's your Asian guy, Luis Antonio Gokum Tagal. There you go.
Goku.
Gokum. Kind of like it's like Goku, but it's Goku.
Absolutely not. This dude is a
like
fucking
Dwight
god-awful race commie.
Is he? Let's see.
Is he actually though?
He's considered a moderate within the Catholic definition and has been dubbed the Asian Francis.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, so he is a race commie. Yeah, he is
because
a
of
race
his
commie.
dedication to social issues and sympathy for migrants that he shared with the late Pope.
Yeah.
He opposed abortion rights, calling them a form of murder, a position in line with the church's broader stance. He has also spoken against euthanasia. So,
But he's
okay on
Asian.
some things, bad on
Cool,
others.
bro. Like
Yeah.
you're literally doing the bare minimum that most Catholics agree with. Like, yes, this is what
Yeah.
a majority of Catholic society agrees with. Of course, like being against abortion, that's a low bar, bro. Low bar, dog.
In 2015, when he was Archbishop of Manila, Cardinal Tagle called for the church to reassess its, quote, severe stance towards gay people, divorces, and single mothers, saying past harshness has done nothing but harm people and left them feeling branded, that each individual deserved compassion and respect. So he's not saying gays are evil or they're Nazis. He's just saying,
One
they're
of
all
our
right.
cardinals is saying they're intrinsically evil. The other one's saying we're being too harsh. Which one do you want leading the church?
I don't want the one saying they're
There's
evil. dude.
there's
Yeah.
Josh's man. Right
My
there.
man.
This guy looks like he would turn villain like instantly if he gets the power.
It's very
If he gets
possible the next pope could be from
scepter,
Africa.
If he gets the scepter of power, dude, he's gonna
You're gonna wield
turn
it
into
effectively.
turn into some like anime villain.
That's
They don't-
That's racist.
You will
You're
learn
just saying that 'cause
why
he's
you
black.
are gay.
Yeah, that was the same.
He's gonna be
quote
coming
that
the
we
Robert
read.
Wayugi.
Peter Kawoto Apaya Turkson. Good job from Guyana.
That nigga from Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Let's see. Like Cardinal Ambongo, he has claimed to not want the job. I'm not sure why anyone does aspire to become pope. That's a good point for him. He doesn't want it. Maybe he should get it. Let's see.
That's the libertarian answer. Ever heard one? He doesn't want it. Let's give it to him.
Yeah, man, make him do it. Yeah, he doesn't want to be chair. It's cool.
Give that bullshit excuse of no, because you don't want it, that's what makes you qualified.
Yeah.
You're the most qualified because you don't want it. So you're not gonna be influenced by the power. The scepter of power isn't gonna wield at you.
He's a guitarist. Used to play in a funk band. He's got style.
That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I want him. Yeah.
In BBC interview
Funky
2023, while Ghana's parliament was discussing a bill imposing harsh penalties on trans people, Turkson said that he felt homosexuality should not be treated as an offense.
And then he played like a sick little guitar riff.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I think if you want fire and brimstone, you go with this guy. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And I want fire and brimstone. We're coming on a new age, in the world here, and I think people would need a little bit more Old Testament in their lives right now.
It would be really funny to put up the first black pope and to watch liberals have to deal with the fact that it is the most ultra conservative pope we could get.
Oh, y'all think fucking Justice Roberts is bad? Wait till you get the fucking first black pope from Africa, nonetheless.
Yeah, I do want to see what that does. It has to be a black pope from Africa because it would change a lot of shit up. I feel like a lot of African customs and African people would start going to Italy and shit. I think they don't even know what's coming. I think it'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And
It's certainly
Mario
going to be fun to comment on. I mean, we're already having fun. The dude was a funky guitarist.
Yeah.
What do you want?
We got
Play that funky
the
music.
comment
Pope
section
boy.
be going crazy tonight. I'm loving it. Keep it up, guys. Dark MAGA Pope for sure.
Yeah.
We should nominate Turtle for Pope to spread the word of the Torah. Okay, I guess.
You
Or
guys are
get
gonna get
benched
in
in
putt putt
99.
after the show. By the way, you guys are going down in putt putt tournament.
Yeah, we'll see.
The Lord
Just
says
a reminder for everyone to
otherwise.
join the Discord.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be Pope. I just think you have to have a church that represents the church's values. You can't have this fucking globalist church anymore. I'm not saying I have to agree with everything that they do, but we need,
church.
we don't need no more globo homo church. I'm with you. I want to have a church that does church things.
Yeah, it's really not an issue. It's a religion. It's that's what they believe in. That's fine. Let them believe in whatever they want to believe in. And to me, it's I don't know. If you've never been to the Vatican, then you shouldn't even be talking about this, really.
You stupid ass.
Have you been to the Vatican?
I've never been, so I don't even know why we're.
So
have
you're
you
not
been?
an
Have you
expert
been? Have
on
you
the
been?
Vatican.
No, I can't speak on the Vatican.
Who's Catholic? Who's actually Catholic here? I am. You're Catholic too. All right. Okay. All
Raised
right.
Catholic, went to Catholic school until fucking
right.
third grade.
Yeah, I
Like,
did catechism, first communion, all that jazz.
yeah.
So with your expertise, who's most likely to actually become pope? Do you think that they actually move in a more orthodox position, or do they keep up with their global hegemony?
I think it's going to be some old white man who touches kids.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific there, Rob. Which one?
And this is where
I know this
the one that
narrows it
touches them
down.
the best. The one that touches the kids the best.
I'm
He
gonna
gets
disagree.
to be the head pope.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just gonna say here, like, first off, the field of who is realistically open to be pope is pretty wide, obviously, because it's open to any bishop, but there's obviously a short list here. A lot of the short list we're hearing is people who are not white. Obviously, they're male, but they're not white and they're not European. And I mean, not for nothing, but, the big knock on Pope Francis was that he was originally born in South America, and that he was the first South American pope. And I don't think we've ever had a true African pope. Like, we've had, like, if you want to count Arab popes who were, born in what was ever, Israel at the time, or, Jerusalem, or they were born in, what was the Roman empires, like Arabia, whatever. But times are changing. We're going to get somebody who's not European, not white as pope. And God, I hope it's one of the fucking African popes and not one of the Asian popes. Because these Asian popes are fucking terrible. South American popes are terrible too. If they're not North American, European, or African at this point, I don't fucking want them. They're fucking terrible.
I mean, just looking at it, I feel like the funk guy probably has the best bet, just because of everything you were saying didn't sound outwardly controversial in a crazy way. But if they did want to go hard in the other direction, they could.
Who makes
like,
the
it really
decision?
depends on how they.
Jesus.
The
college, you see, we've summoned
the
Jesus.
College of Cardinals. So the College of Cardinals are now sealed away and sequestered from the outside world as they now debate the pros and cons of every single bishop in the entire world and why any of them should be considered for the Pope. Shit.
Like, okay, but like, what is their like consideration? Like, you sequester a jury, they're trying to get to the law and like the truth of it. Like, what
Don't
is the
question the College of Cardinals.
And that's legitimately kind of how it is.
Yeah.
Like, their whole procedure is very secretive on purpose.
Isn't it basically, every day after the Pope dies, if it's black smoke, that means they still haven't decided who the Pope is. And it's only when you see white smoke come from the chimney does that indicate that they've come to a decision.
What I'm trying to ask though is like, do they put like the PR factor? Is that like more important than the religious doctrine and who can spread the word or who can grow the church the largest? Like, what is the priority for the concubine of cardinals?
I don't think anyone knows. I don't know.
The concubine of Cardinals. That's a good one.
Whoa.
I mean, I'd imagine those are conversations they're probably having.
Yeah, I mean, the Pope is the spokesperson, the global spokesperson for the church. He's the servant of these servants. He is the direct, as far as the Catholic Church is concerned, he's the direct descendant of Peter, of the apostles, and he is the head bishop. Like, he is the HNIC of bishops. Like, there's 5,300 bishops globally. He is the head bishop, because technically the Pope is just another bishop. He's just the Bishop of Rome, specifically.
So each cardinal votes by secret ballot, and the process involves 4 rounds of voting over every day until a candidate receives 2/3 majority. So I guess they're just voting as far as
it's like the LP.
Process.
They should do ranked choice voting. Just get it over with.
As far as the decision-making process, it says here that they do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
You're stupid. No way it says that. You almost had me.
But I'm sure things that come in, like, can they get donations to the church? Can they, keep the membership growing? Are they going to be a good representative of the church and what we want to represent, both now and in the future? Like, I think that was kind of why, like, Pope Francis was chosen when he was because we were going into, like, a very progressive era in the modern world, and they felt like that at the time the Catholic Church needed to modernize and it needed to be more inclusive, and how can we, bring people in from the margins who have, rejected Jesus and, the Catholic Church before for various social reasons. Now we're coming, I think, into another new era where people are rejecting a lot of this global homo shit. They're rejecting a lot of the nasty, progressive cultural norms that have kind of permeated in the entire global society for the last 10, 15 years. And, I hope the Catholic Church decides to go hard in the paint again. And, you don't have to have a mean, evil pope. Like I keep hearing Rob and everybody talk about, dark MAGA pope, evil. He looks like he turned to an evil anime villain.
I never muttered the words dark MAGA pope in my life.
No,
Just
that
said he
was
looked like a
Roman.
villain.
That was Roman.
Yes, that's why I said you and other people.
I mean, it's
like
just his
Ronan.
appearance, though. I'm not talking about actuality.
But the reality is the church needs to go harder. Like, it hasn't gone hard enough, and that's why it's lost members. And that's why a lot of people that probably used to identify as good Catholics are now just identifying as Christians. Because the Catholic Church has strayed so far away from what it used to represent, even when I was a little kid, that people just don't want to be associated with it. It represents the same bad progressive cultural norms that we've seen that have ruined societies, ruined countries, ruined cultures, and ruined entire fucking economies.
I just want them to stop touching kids. That's like the number one thing they could change, and it would be way better. Like one thing.
You just got to restore balance. My whole thing is you just got to restore balance to the force. Like you can't have everybody being globo homos. We have one force that's pushing back.
I will say one more thing on the voting. If after 33 rounds, no decision is reached, top two candidates face a runoff vote. 33 rounds, for those of you who are into masonry and all that, is the highest the highest level of masonry.
Where are you
can
reading
get to.
this?
Infowars.com.
Infowars.com?
Brave, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, Braves AI got you. Okay.
Braves AI. Yeah.
All right, interesting.
Oh, man. Yeah. God, there's one bookstore in town that I keep on seeing like a history of the Freemasons on the shelf, and I really should pick that up because it's a weird bookstore, and it's probably like an actual Mason book.
Don't go down the hole of the Freemasons, dude. It's a huge.
I've gone down there. Trust me.
Yeah.
I have the documents. I've gone down that rabbit hole, Robert.
Yeah.
But no. From what I'm hearing, no matter what, from all you guys, it seems like whoever the Pope is going to be next going forward is going to tell us a lot about where we are, at least as a culture. Because, Josh, I think you're absolutely right with Pope Francis. That's exactly why he was chosen. Because you were in that time when new atheism was the sexy, trendy thing, and they were trying to adapt with the times. But times have changed again. So it'll be interesting to see. But, if they do want to go in the total globo homo direction and really just become the worst of the worst, another candidate just opened up recently. And,
that was a great transition, Mitch. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
WEF chairman Klaus Schwab resigns effective immediately. This was the exact same day that Pope Francis died.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
Thank you, Rob. That was on point.
I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying it's coincidental.
Yeah, Schwab.
I'm just glad to be on to the next topic. We spent 40 minutes on the Pope, dude. That's insane.
It's the lead
The
story.
holiest of the holies deserves all of our time and fucking grace.
He likes little boys' holies. That's what he likes. All right, let's move on.
Fuck you, Rob. You like fucking little girl holies.
Oh, man. If you believe Twitter, the rabbis do, too.
Little holes or little girls' holes? I mean, where are we going here?
Yeah. It's up for your interpretation.
Anyway, it seems like trouble in paradise over at the World Economic Forum since Trump won, and things haven't been going their way everywhere else. Rob, I hope you're alive over there.
Shake it off, Rob. Shake it off.
You won't bite down on one of those nougats.
So yeah, out of nowhere, Klaus Schwab resigned.
Well, was it out of nowhere?
That's where we were getting into this.
No.
It would appear that he is
Seemingly.
now facing a probe.
probe. Oh man.
From the
like
Cardinals.
in his anus? Oh, in his finances. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought you meant in his butt.
Well, that was the tweet that was underneath, but there's more.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That
There's
might be part of
Give me the Billy
why he
Mays.
is dropped down. If you want to bring up the zero hedge thing, so
yeah, this is it.
yeah, the full article from Washington Post, because we're not going to fucking pay them to read the whole thing. Thank you, Zero Hedge. Yeah, if you scroll down there, it'll show you some more details as to why this, according to an anonymous source.
Here, I'm going to open this in another tab and read
Look
it.
at those beautiful blue eyes Klaus Schwab has.
You know you can't say no to these eyes.
Look at those beautiful
The
ocean
babe
blue
loves
eyes.
the eyes.
All right, World Economic Forum
Well,
founder.
Rob hates the Catholic Church, and now he's literally like fawning over
Rob
the devil.
don't like the church. Now he like wanting to rub up on Schwab's butthole. This is.
I didn't say I
weird.
hate the church. I just
You
don't
said you
like
hate
what
the
they've
church
done
and
to
you
children.
Like global homo shit. Say, give me that left dick, baby.
If
Yeah,
you're gonna
sounds
look
pretty gay.
deep into Klaus Schwab's eyes and tell me that those aren't
You
some
want to get a
early
whiff
blues,
of his wef, is what you want.
I can smell it from here.
You want to whip his wef?
You want to whiff the wef.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
All right, World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab is under investigation by the organization he created after a new whistleblower letter alleged financial and ethical misconduct by longtime leader and his wife. The anonymous letter was sent last week to the forum's board and raised concerns about the forum's governance and workplace culture, including allegations that the Schwab family mixed their personal affairs with forum resources without proper oversight, according to the letter.
No.
Oh, wait, it gets better. It included allegations that Klaus Schwab asked junior employees to withdraw thousands of dollars from ATMs on his behalf and used those forum funds to pay for private, quote, in-room massages at hotels. It also alleges...
There's nothing wrong with that. I support him fully, actually.
It also alleged that his wife, Hilda, a former forum employee, scheduled, quote, token forum-funded meetings in order to justify luxury hotel travel and organization expenses. So, sounds like he was taking some money and maybe getting a little rub and tug on the side.
Well, rub and tug is, just about American as apple pie. I mean, maybe Klaus Schwab's turning a new leaf over here, trying to be less gay, more American.
If you saw the Robert Kraft story, the owner of the New England Patriots, and you were like, he's the owner of New England Patriots, he's getting rub and tugs, leave him alone, and you feel differently about this, you're a bad person. Let Klaus Schwab get a rub and tug.
Wow.
Just like my brother saying in the chat. Let the old man get tugged, dude. That's it.
I'm okay with the rub and tug, but the implication at the top of this was more sexual assaulty in nature.
So it's more Deshaun Watson, less Robert Kraft.
Because if you, because you look at the top of
right.
what Zero Hedge said, they said Davos plus Epstein.
More Justin Tucker, less fucking Robert Kraft.
Yeah, but well, if it's sexual assaulty, then no, that's bad.
That's
obviously.
bad.
But he's an old
bad.
man. He's got to get his rocks off,
Well,
No?
if he's in Europe, there's a lot of legalized prostitution anyway. So
It's
he
more
could have done
stimulating.
that.
She struggles. That's what he said.
Damn.
He's quoted.
It is more of a power thing. I mean, sure, I can go and buy a prostitute, but who the hell wants to do that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come.
All right. I mean, we don't know if it's more sexual or not unless we read unless you look at the articles. Does the article say it's sexual assaulty? Or
Pay
does it say
$10 a month, and you can find out.
damn it, Zero Hedge?
No, it wasn't Zero Hedge. New York Times or whatever the fuck.
Washington
it was.
Post.
Washington Post. Yeah, one of those sites.
Yeah. No one's paying for that except for our tax dollars.
Except for Zero Hedge, and we're living vicariously through Zero Hedge.
Yeah,
So unless they've posted more quotes from the article beneath
they didn't.
there,
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure
didn't.
there's other places, but yeah, I'll get on the Goog real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, do you want to lead in? So they got rid of Schwab, so now what?
Well, they traded. Schwab was one Bond villain, but we've completed GoldenEye, and now we need to go on to the next Bond film. So they decided to bring in the CEO of Nestle, who
he looks like a villain too. What's going on?
He has a cat.
Really, the Babylon Bee
eye,
photoshopped his head over that, but that is his
Mr.
eye.
Bigglesworth. Yes. Yeah.
Oh
Fucking
man!
Asian Dr. Evil over here.
Scroll down; it only gets worse.
An Asian.
That's Photoshop.
I need $1 million.
I'd like to thank the Babylon Bee. Goddamn Zionists were really good at organizing all the things for this next.
Our favorite author, Harambe Harambe. Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab is out at the World Economic Forum, but the guy stepping in as interim chair might even be even more creepy, over-the-top Bond villain than Klaus Schwab ever was, and that's saying something. Meet Peter. Okay, so this is the guy.
Yeah, he looks better in that one without
Brabeck, Lethemain, former CEO of Nestle and interim chair of WEF. He previously served as vice chair. He just inherited the role.
That's not the same Asian guy.
Well, the image above was photoshopped to put him over, the Bond villain. But the eye thing actually, I don't know what happened to his eye, but in other photos, I've seen it where his eye is like that. So I don't know if that was before or after the eye thing.
It looks completely fake now. Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see here in a sec.
He made headlines when he declared that access to clean water was not a human right. I'm kind of for that, and that access to tap water should be controlled by corporations. I mean, it should be controlled by somebody, I guess. Meet the new chairman of the World Economic Forum. Oh, there's a video. I didn't mean to click that.
That's why I've been saying that the BE gave us everything we need.
Okay, so meet the new chairman of the World Economic Forum who believes access to the most abundant resource on Earth is not a fundamental human right. Let me pull this up. Let's see.
How long is this video? Alright, only a minute 42.
Ja, es gibt auch bei uns ein schönes Lied, Wasser braucht das liebe Vieh.
Old Austrian folk song, the deer cattle need not... Wait, what? Shut up. Hold on. Going too fast.
He's talking deer cattle, bro? He's definitely evil.
Deer cattle. Hang on, let me refresh. Let me see if that works. All right, I got to be ready for it. To give food stuff a value. So that we're all aware that it has a price. I'm going to stop it there because I don't want to read anymore, but I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, this is the part that I didn't necessarily disagree with him on. But as we keep on going, we'll see where you see that image from the first one we looked at where that was Photoshopped. That eye part was not Photoshopped.
No. Oh, I see. I would technically agree with. I think a private system obviously makes things more available. I don't think any of us disagree with that here. But he is going to be the leader or the chair of the World Economic Forum. I don't want him deciding what the fucking system is for delivering water to the world. Also, it just looks like Klaus Schwab mixing funds to pay for those massages. Oh, he just farted too hard one day. That's
it's all red, dude. It's all red out. Nestle. Oh, here we go. Nestle bottles in my hometown. They have a well right by my parents' house. I mean, water's commoditized right now. It's a food stuff, just like anything else.
Yeah.
Plenty of people get water. It's pretty cheap. Let's see here. What's going on with his eye? Okay, are they trolling us? I mean, just look. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, we get it. We get it. We get it. We get it. Okay. Eye condition is apparently caused by an undisclosed illness, like he farted too hard, and Nestle refuses to explain any further.
A demon.
I like how they just say undisclosed, and we refuse to explain any further.
So what crazy experiment did James Bond cause to get spilled into his eye?
Apparently experimenting with too much death rays. That's what this article says.
That's the only presumption I can make. Yeah. This man's a real life Hank Scorpio.
Wait a minute. So this whole article is, look at how crazy this guy looks. He wants to privatize water. Also, look how crazy this guy looks.
Yeah, basically.
That's
Welcome to the Babylon Bee. Or not the bee in this instance.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, just fuck the World Economic Forum in any form anyway. Like, I hope he's not telling anyone how to do their water in their country. But like, can you imagine socialized water?
Yeah.
The lines and shit. No one wants that.
Well, that's what happens when water's a human right. So he's right about that.
Yeah.
Mind you, this guy is
I'm not
the
saying he's
intro.
wrong about that. I just don't like. He would still be a part of a globalized system, which we all probably aren't for.
Well,
Globalized
You know-
system where the corporations are inbound with the greater good.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that he's wrong because he doesn't want to privatize the water. He wants to centralize the water. He's going to this goes
Yeah,
back
that's
to
a
the
great way of
global
putting it.
homo agenda of you will own nothing and you will be happy that you own nothing. Hey,
That's a great way of putting it.
you're
actually.
not going to have any private property rights to your own water on your own property. Hey, Josh, you just bought 40 acres of property in Arizona. Guess what, fucker? You can't build a well because we fucking centralized and controlled all of the water now. So if you do dig a well, that's going to be illegal, and we're just going to send a fucking Reaper drone to come fucking nuke your fucking house.
that may be the secret end goal, but that's not what he's saying.
But that, yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
9/11, you know, we invaded Iraq to stop weapons of mass destruction from being
Right.
proliferated around the world.
And
Okay,
as we went
mission
on-
accomplished.
They
Mission
weren't
As we-
lying. They were just wrong.
And as we covered on the show several weeks ago, yeah, they were talking about doing all this other stuff, and none of it actually mentioned killing Kennedy. But, you know, it just also happens to, you know, line up and just kind of drape over. No, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's kind of just the interim president for the WEF right now. So,
Yes, with
I-
one bad eye.
yeah, we'll see if James Bond can stop his death ray in time.
Is it a bionic eye? Like, maybe we got the idea all wrong, guys, and the eye ain't fucked up, but it's really enhanced.
Ooh, yeah, maybe it's like a cyberpunk eye.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
bro.
a cyborg,
Maybe-
dude.
Rob over here, like, he farted and his eye don't work. Really, that nigga watching, like, looking at Rob's underwear right now. Like, I see your dick, nigga.
I know
Yeah.
someone's talking about me.
But air, go back. But
That's where I'm trying to get in, and, you know, that makes a good point. Air is a consumable, too. Do we privatize the air? What, are we going to fucking have air sold in a fucking bag to us? That sounds like some Jew fucking conspiracy shit right there,
But
man.
the
Let's sell
difference
these
is,
niggas
like-
the air.
the difference is you can just breathe freely. Like water, you have to do stuff to for it to be consumable. in
Bro,
most
I
cases.
can, you know, if
Till
you're
you
not a
get
bitch,
gills.
you can consume water
Yeah.
freely, too.
Yeah, the rain. But what if it don't rain? In Arizona, it don't rain.
You know, that's terrible. You better get to somewhere where it does rain.
You're gonna-
Yeah. You're gonna need to move, dude. You're in the
Yeah,
desert.
you might want to move to somewhere it rains more. That's a concern for you. I'm just saying, that ain't a concern for me, so I ain't moving. You know, I got a mountain like right over there that like it rains a lot actually.
I drink my own piss.
Well,
It's sterile,
good-
and I like the
good-
taste.
I
You
wish
ever
you
seen
all
Bear
the,
Grylls?
I wish you all the best of luck with your rainwater. But
I'm just gonna drink the water out of elephant dung. Like
I
on
know
Bear
some. I
Grylls.
know some people who collect rainwater. They're good
You know
people.
some people who drink elephant dung water?
Can't say I do, but
Oh,
yeah,
well,
I'd like
I'm
to
gonna
meet
be-
them. I would. You know, we should have them on the show.
Introduce them to me. I'll put some hair on their chest.
As our,
I
as our
think the
favorite Pope
African-
would say. Yeah,
Yeah, I
as
was
our
gonna- oh, I was
favorite-
gonna
Yeah,
say,
we got it, good
There you go.
As our favorite
We're
Pope
bringing
would
in the
say,
new era of the Pope. We're gonna be drinking fucking elephant piss.
elephant dung is great kindling. You know, you can boil some water with it.
You know.
well, I will say Republican dung would be a lot better than what the Democrats have been giving us.
the Democrat
Look at
dung
that!
ain't
Look
no
at that
good.
transition.
Republican
I had
dung,
it ready.
delicious.
It's okay. He's trying to transition there.
So
Booty
a new
egg.
poll has come out, and to be fair, this is mainly just college kids, so take with it how you will. And also, it's
Can I
right
have a-
after
Can
Trump.
I get a timeout real quick here before we move along? Why did they have to pick the worst fucking picture for my girl AOC?
I don't know.
I
I'm
could've-
still kind of into
I
it.
could have had her. You
not
could have
that bad.
found a picture of her dropping it down low, and you get this one of her looking like an angry librarian. Like, come on,
Yeah.
that is
I
not
mean,
making
she
my
looks
dick
like
hard.
the angry librarian before it turns into a hot porno. You know what I mean?
Nah.
So I'm
Especially
into it.
sandwiched in between Booty Egg and Kamala Harris, like ugly and sad. Like that's my like I got a hot like a tamale sandwich like on two pieces of fucking ain't shit bread.
I'm gonna have to agree with Josh on this one. She looks like she walked into our house in caught me watching the Joe Rogan podcast.
She looking at me
Excuse
like
me?
she just caught me jerking it to like midget gangbang porn.
Just a
Like,
straight,
really,
just a
Joshua?
straight porn. Like, why are you jerking into regular porn? Get out
What's
of here.
wrong
there
with you?
something
Is
we
that
should talk
missionary? You son of a bitch.
Be like, big booty Latinas, really, Joshua?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you scroll down, we can see the numbers though as to who was.
Nobody
Yeah,
can
was
read.
scroll
for-
down, Tim.
Hot,
I'm not
hot
gonna.
like a tamale.
I'm not
you
gonna.
wanna-
I'll
you
just
can
read it. Yeah.
Okay.
The Yale Youth Poll of registered voters had Harris in the lead with 28%, followed by Ocasio-Cortez with 21%, and Buttgag. What'd you say? Buttgag.
Booty
Yeah.
egg.
Yeah,
Booty
butt-
gag.
Yeah, Buttigieg with 14%, so half of what Harris got. It's amazing to me that Harris is still in the lead with 28. California Governor Gavin Newsom, who has long been rumored to be presidential aspirations, did not manage to crack double digits with just 6%.
Damn, that nigga ain't shit.
Damn. Kamala, everybody hates Gavin Newsom so much. As much as they hate Kamala, they hate him 4 times more.
Bro,
That's
Gavin
crazy.
Newsom is the Hillary Clinton of this election cycle coming up. And
think
he,
so?
he wants to be loved so bad, but everybody just can't stand that nigga.
Well, he's a white man, and like California's done terrible. It's like people left your state
Yeah.
in mass.
And math,
And even
bro.
worse than that, he's white.
That's
And
son of a
male.
bitch.
Did you know he has
Yes.
a penis? That motherfucker is fucked up double time. Male, white. You know what? I even forgot to mention this last part here, but we missing the biggest part of the whole fucking puzzle here, boys. He's a cis.
He's a cis. Yeah.
He's a
Cis, and he's straight. He's a
Yeah, he's
cis,
straight.
white male. God, it's awful. He's not old like Bernie. He's not brown like Ro Khanna. He's not
You know
gay
what's
like
crazy?
Booty Gag. He is just a white, straight, cis male, and that is the worst thing you can be in the Democratic Party right now.
You know what's
Buttigieg
crazy?
looks like a Who from Whoville.
Bernie's not even in. Like, he didn't even rank in this poll.
Who else is
Rob,
in the
don't
poll?
disrespect Who's in Whoville like that.
Yeah.
I-
So yeah, go ahead.
There were some others after him. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah. So all right. So
Bernie
we had
did not rank at all, though.
at all.
No.
So Harris got 28%, Ocasio 21, Buttgag 14, Governor Newsom got 6, and then here we go. And no other Democrat received more than 5% of the votes. The top 3 candidates were the same among young Democrats. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro came in behind Newsom at 5, followed by Senator Mark Kelly with 4%. J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Mark Cuban, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and Governor Andy Beshear all had a 4-way tie for 7th place, and it doesn't say what percentage, but it was less than 4.
What percentage
So
did Stephen
Bernie's-
A. Smith get?
Bernie
That's
doesn't
the
even
thing.
rank. Yeah,
This
so
made me want Stephen A. Smith even more.
Stephen
Well-
A. Smith for Democrat.
here's a quote that references him, so let me read this.
Ooh, let's go. Let's
Harris-
go.
Harris, Ocasio-Cortez, and Buttigieg have also had the highest favorability ratings among Democrats. Harris and Ocasio-Cortez had a net 60 favorability. John Fetterman and Stephen A. Smith were the only 2 figures tested with negative net favorability ratings amongst Democrats. Negative 17 favorability for Fetterman and negative 17 for Stephen A. Smith. They don't
Who are
like,
they polling?
Who are they
Mind you,
polling?
these
Who
are
the
all
fuck
like
are they-
Democrats at Yale.
yeah.
Yeah.
So these are all like
College-educated
Yale
white
college
women.
dudes.
White
Yeah.
people gentrifying the poll. Fucking
Uh,
losers. No
Yep.
culture.
Yeah, let me see. if
Goddamn
this-
honkies. But yeah, one of the reasons I shared this was what one of you tapped on a little bit ago, where why are they still hung on Kamala right now?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's
it's really
crazy.
She's not
strange.
attractive. She
Yeah.
lost bigly.
It's this
at least
feeling
give
of-
me-
Stop trying to make Kamala a thing. You're not gonna make her a thing.
Yeah, she's done nothing.
I want AOC. Like, if you're gonna force socialism upon me and progressivism, at least give me some fire fucking Latina booty to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, I'll go back to this other thing, but they have like some Google sheet that they shared that has like a breakdown of everything. I'm trying to see if there's anything interesting in here.
Probably
Yeah, it
not.
looked kind of basic.
Yeah,
Probably not, dude.
it's very basic for a Yale education.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
sounds about right for a Yale education, though.
Ivy League money.
these people are going to bring nothing but just stale ideas, no innovation. I mean, you're talking about.
Oh, here it is.
taxes.
If the
Everything else.
2028 Democratic presidential primary were held today, these were the candidates. Who would you vote for? Stephen A. Smith got 1%.
Well,
These
Donald Trump
people-
had 2%.
John
Trump had
John
2%.
Fetterman got 0.5%.
I mean, Stephen A. Smith they just came up on John Fetterman, who's a sitting senator right now. So, I mean,
Yeah.
a dude who's essentially a glorified podcaster and sports analyzer getting more of a percentage of the sitting senator. One of what we are supposed to believe is one of the 100 smartest people in the country. Most wise people in the country. Stephen A. Smith got more votes than John Fetterman, senator.
Twice as many. Yeah.
Well,
The great,
No one
the
thinks-
great
no one thinks
Commonwealth of
Fetterman's wise.
Pennsylvania.
No one thinks Fetterman's wise. I just got back from Pennsylvania, and let me tell you, they were making fun of him.
So again, like I have the full list of everybody here. The one name missing is Bernie Sanders, and the other vote was 6.1%.
Because that man's going to be dead by 2028,
I'm just saying.
Tim.
You know they would
His
put him on there.
fans-
Yo,
My man
His fans are
old.
now in
Ron
AOC.
Ron Paul today would get more than 6% in the Libertarian Party. You know the Democrats want Bernie to run, no matter who.
I love you, Tim.
Yeah,
but
they
to
were.
really believe that Ron Paul would go out and earn 6%.
No,
of the
he
vote?
doesn't have to earn it. None of these people are running right now. They're saying, who would you prefer? If you put Ron Paul on the ballot, he'd get more than 6%.
Oh yeah, on a libertarian
That's what I'm saying.
poll.
Okay, so on a Democratic poll with Bernie Sanders, he'd outdo most of these people.
Yes, but Bernie Sanders is also about to die.
So is Ron Paul. You're not changing my argument.
Yeah, but nobody is putting Ron Paul on any of these polls, is what I'm saying,
And nobody put Bernie Sanders on these polls.
and as they should.
You're just
So
arguing
what
to
I'm
argue.
hearing is Bernie did not have that lasting legacy that some thought he was going to, that Ron Paul has.
No, it blew up whenever he got walked over twice by the Democrat Party, and then
Dog
that
walked
one,
by the
that,
Dems.
yeah, and then that one
Yeah.
video of those girls like just taking the podium and him going, okay, you can have it,
Yeah.
like he has no backbone. And that means that if you think he's going to stand up for like the anti-war thing, no, he's not. No, he's not.
So they asked him about abortion. When it comes to abortion, which is the following is closest to your views? What do you guys think they said for abortion for any reason at any point in pregnancy should be legal?
Who?
gonna say, like,
who?
super
Bernie
high
or?
No,
who you
these same people, these Democrats.
These Yale kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just at
Ooh.
any time. 78% of them, anytime abortion's fine.
Anytime, I'm going 50. Are we doing Prices Right style where we're trying
Sure.
to get close to
Yeah.
without going? All right, awesome. I'm going 55%.
Where you at, Mitch?
70.
I am going to go with a solid 69% because we're doing this Price is
You're
Right style.
fucking
so might as
gay.
Are you ready?
Ooh-wee.
Are you ready? Josh is the winner. It was 25%.
Oh,
Surprisingly low, right? Here, I'm going to ask
Surprisingly
you.
low, yeah.
That is,
shocking.
that is surprisingly low. I'm not.
I'm going to
lie.
ask you another question.
Okay.
All abortions should be banned nationwide to protect the lives of the unborn. What percentage?
Same group.
Yep, same group. It's all same group.
I'm gonna say like 8%.
I'm going 6%.
I'm going 5%.
Fuck you, Rob. Dollar ass nigga. Fuck you.
Mitch wins.
No!
The number is 13%.
Wow.
Oh!
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
God. Okay. More middle ground than we thought.
That's crazy. I was not
That's
expecting
Democrats. That's crazy.
that. Yeah. Yale voting Democrats.
And can you imagine the Democratic Party trying to reconcile all this data?
Or
Yeah.
is that like Republicans undercover at Yale going?
yeah, okay,
Democrat?
sure. Yeah, no.
I mean, it's a poll. You know how the
Republicans
polls are
in
done.
Ivy League schools undercover? What? Rob, don't lie.
I was in SGA at my school. We did surveys and polls all the time on this sort of shit. And you know what we did? We just asked them. Never verified their voter registration or anything like that. So you can really do whatever you want.
Okay, so these numbers are pretty consistent across the board, but I think it's a little closer. Let's see. When it comes to transgender women and girls, That is, people whose biological sex is male but identify as female.
Okay.
Do you think transgender women and girls should or should not be allowed to compete with other women and girls at their following levels? And so we'll just do professional sports. What percentage do you think should not be allowed in professional sports, transgender women?
Percentage not allowing transgender women in professional
Correct.
women's sports?
I'm gonna go with 25.
I'm gonna go 13 along the same lines as the last poll.
And this is why I asked the question, because I wanted to make sure I was understanding like what was being asked here. They're saying that they do not want tranny men
Correct.
in women's professional sports. So I'm
Yes.
actually going to go way higher than these two because I think they misunderstood the question. I'm going to
I didn't
say
misunderstand.
that you probably
That's-
got something close to 66% of these people said, I don't want trannies in women's sports. I'm going to go crazy here.
Can I change my answer?
Nope, too late. Locked in, please.
Yeah, I think it's
You're
too late.
locked in.
Can
Sorry.
Yeah,
I change my
that's-
answer?
It was 65.7%. Josh was so
Yeah!
fucking close, dude.
I was fucking way close. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Wow.
though, bro. But
Yeah.
this honestly, like these polls really show you the absolute fucking disconnect that the Democratic Party,
It's
like the
crazy.
bureaucracy, has from its voting members. You know, it's almost like another party that we're very familiar with, where like the people at the top running the show don't seem where their values align with the general membership, and I'll leave it at that.
We'll do one more transgender one. When it comes to gender transition treatments, such as hormone therapy and gender transition surgery, when is the youngest age you think people should or should not be allowed to receive these treatments? And we'll go 13 to 17. And where do you, so 13 to 17, should or should not be allowed, or let's say should not be allowed. What do you think that should not be allowed to have transitions between the ages of 13 and 17? What percentage?
So where's the cutoff where like
Well, I mean, they have the different ranges, 21, 18 to 21, but I think 13 to 17 is the more controversial range.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say 56% for some reason.
Say that it should not be allowed to have transitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my brother was saying age is 55. You cannot have a transition until you're 55.
Until you're 55 years of age.
fair
You have
enough.
to Caitlyn Jenner.
Percentages?
Yeah, you have to Caitlyn Jenner it or whatever.
All right, 13 to 17, what percentage say no?
I'm
boy.
gonna go. I'm gonna go 60.
What'd you say, Mitch? I forgot.
I said 56.
Okay.
I'm going again with the 66. I'm going with the Mario Lemieux here.
Okay, it was really close. It was Rob. The number is 62. 62% of Yale Democrats, not Yale, Yale Democrats say that people between 13 and 17 should not be allowed to have not allowed to have transitions. Yeah,
62.
that's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna stop going through all this, but yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Good
Yeah,
poll.
the
So I would say that's a pretty good poll then. You know, and then we get this is who they came up with.
I'm crazy. This is crazy.
Well, that's why I said the Democrats aren't sending their best.
Yeah.
Like, all they can go back to is Kamala for some reason because they're still coping. That's all I can assume, and no one has come along to give them a reason to say otherwise. And even then, all these other ones, I can't imagine anyone's really enthusiastic aside from AOC. And even then, how much of that is just she's hot?
Yeah.
She is hot.
Yeah, we've all agreed.
Shit, so retarded. LP data shows that Pride events are the best ROI. Back me up, Tim. Data don't lie. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's talking about the LPA guys. They had some data crunchers on, and they were like, no, we targeted gay events for the Chase Pride parades because that's where we had the biggest ROI. That was where our money was best spent. That's what he's referring to. Yeah. Cheers.
I tabled a gay comedy festival as the Libertarian Party, and these people are voting Democrat. They're not going to vote Libertarian, most of them at least. They were asking me questions on like abortion and stuff like that, and when I told them, you know, the party's split, you can feel how you feel, they felt some way about that. So it's like, you know, there's no pleasing you.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
Oh, the Libertarian Party. Lovely times.
But that's
lovely,
just my
lovely
experience.
times.
That is just my experience as a lived person. You know, I've been
That's
there.
just a theory. A
I've been
libertarian theory.
A libertarian theory.
As a libertarian who's been at a gay event, I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing that that the gays won't be able to take advantage of if Trump ends up going with this idea.
So good.
What's that?
So good.
Yeah, apparently Trump is considering 5K baby mama checks. That's what I'm calling it.
The baby bonus.
It's the baby bonus for new moms as a bid to reverse population decline.
No, I want my money.
Do I get like grandfathered in because I got 2 kids? So I get my baby.
No,
bonus?
I had the same question.
He looked this up in advance. Just judging by what is below, you will see that.
Oh no, I definitely don't want this. Oh, y'all are gonna get incentivized now to have kids when I was doing it for no incentive? Fuck y'all. No, fuck you guys. You don't get shit. Honestly, if you have a kid now, I expect to get $5,000 from you for being such a shithead and waiting so long, fuckers.
You know, especially because you just got the cutoff date.
Yeah. Yeah, you just had a kid. Yeah,
you just had a kid.
I can make more kids. Like, it's not that hard.
Well, look,
I know some of you guys don't know how this works, but you just stick your dick in bitches and you get more.
You get more kids.
Whoa,
it's a beautiful trade-off.
Wait. Can you explain the process again?
Yeah, your dick that you got attached in between your legs. When that shit gets hard, you stick your dick in crazy, and guess what? Every now and again, a kid comes out.
When
it's like a slot machine.
When it gets hard, though.
You have to wait for it to get hard.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Any other questions while we're here?
No. We have some good takes.
Do you also pee? Do you also pee in her?
You pee in her, and then the baby eats
pee
boobs.
in her.
Yes.
If you want to establish dominance, I would absolutely recommend peeing in her.
She's gonna pee on you. So.
You know, Tim hitting the facts right here. She's gonna pee on you anyway. May as well pee on her first. Establish dominance.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't let her be the man with shit pissing on you.
So is it fair to say this is an Elon policy?
I was gonna say, what I said to Mitch before.
Elon ain't fucking nobody either. He IVF and all
no,
them
but
kids.
he's always like, we gotta repopulate the earth. You gotta go out and breed. He's pro-breeding.
He's not breeding either.
What are you talking about? He's got like 17 kids. What are you talking about?
That all came from test tubes. It's the
That's a
fucking
lie.
Matrix.
He's just saying that because he doesn't want people to know he's a horn dog.
He is a horn dog.
I would rather him be a horn dog. I would respect it. Damn, that man getting a ton of pussy. No, he getting a ton of test tube. That's weird.
Elon's like, I like.
This is why, you know what?
I like tubes. Fallopian tubes? No. Glass test tubes.
This is why the Optimus robot is taking so long. It's going through vigorous testing right now.
Vigorous.
Yeah.
Wait.
Elon's like,
Tesla's
I thought you said we
Optimus.
could fuck it.
Yeah. You told me we could fuck this.
I do have a point on this. And I could see it being like an Elon policy, but I also think it's been a long time coming. It's a hood policy. That's right. And I think the Republicans for the longest time have always said that the government is incentivizing like single mothers,
Right.
you know, not getting married because they get an incentive to not get married and not have a man around. So the Republicans for a long time have been wanting to combat this. This is their way of doing it, which is socialism. All right.
Well, yeah, it's just FDR 2.0. It's what me and Mitch were talking about before the show. He's going to have them niggas voting Trump for the next 50 years. Come get your checks.
He may hit it. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, it does create a situation where, like, you know, as Rico points out, that hood policy,
That's
like,
true.
goddamn, he's gonna grow the Republican Party.
It's just gonna be at the bottom now. Just this, okay, fine. Yeah. So President Trump endorsed giving new mothers a financial reward on Tuesday after a report surfaced that the White House was considering handing out $5,000 per delivery to reverse the decline in U.S. birth rates. Sounds like a good idea to me, said Trump.
Oh my God!
Oh
Per
my God.
delivery.
Yeah.
I just heard pussies getting wet all across the country just now.
No, Rob's just like,
$5,000?
I'm a raw
Come
dog
through, please.
everything now. I need $5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I could pop 2 out in a year. I could pop 4 out in 2 years. It could happen.
Okay, one plan
I'm just
would
saying that welfare
there's-
queen in the hood is looking at you like a come up right now, Rob.
there's I guess there's multiple plans. One plan would give $5,000 incentive to new moms, while another would see that 30% of all Fulbright scholarships be given to applicants who are married and have children. Another option being considered would have the government fund programs to educate women on their menstrual cycles so that they know when they are ovulating and better able to conceive.
I don't want my taxes going towards whether people fuck or not. I just want to keep my money. I just want to keep my money.
You sound like a guy that doesn't have kids.
That's what it sounds like.
No, I mean,
He doesn't even
watch
know where to
me.
put the dick. How does he know when his lady's ovulating, Tim? He doesn't have any kids. He's not
Well,
an
if he
expert
takes
in
a government-approved school, he'll learn that he is the pregnant man.
Oh.
Uh-huh. You're gonna be a seahorse, Rob.
Oh,
How do you
yes.
feel about that?
Y'all don't even want to know what I did in Pittsburgh this past week.
We're gonna hear all about it in Putt Putt.
Ronan's gonna be happy. Ronan, me and you, brothers, baby. We're gonna be at the cookout.
Your
That's
Eskimo
right.
brothers. Is
Oh,
that what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Eskimo brothers.
Yeah.
Ronan. We. Oh, now you're making fun of me, Ronan. Oh, all right.
He's
you.
the assist to the
Fuck
gay
you.
community.
Yeah, he got the lady boys and was like,
Oh, man.
Look, doesn't this picture here just scream progress? Let me zoom out a little bit. It's a little too close. Doesn't this picture here just scream progress to you?
It looks like she's very...
Is this what you voted for?
So is it per kid or is it like per
Per
pregnant?
delivery. Per delivery.
Per delivery.
So if you're like Octomom,
That's
8 deliveries.
40 G's, baby.
That's 40 G's, baby. Get them fucking fertility drugs rolling. You're going to be squeezing out kids. We're going to turn America into India real quick.
No. Do you have to be married? Like, it's a Republican
No.
policy, so you're gonna have to be married, right?
No, it says incentive to new moms.
5,000 for kids. Yeah.
Oh,
that's what
so
I'm saying.
not for me. Not
All
for
the
me.
welfare queens in the hood are looking at this like a come up. Oh, I get welfare and 5 stacks on top of it. Yeah, I'm gonna let Tyrone nut all in this pussy tonight.
That's right.
So it's
Just
it's
give
an
the kid up for
anti-marriage.
adoption. I mean, there's no
Yeah,
stipulation
you're gonna
that
see
says
so
you have
many
to keep
people
it.
having kids and just giving them up for adoption, and these kids aren't gonna get fucking adopted.
Market incentives, boys.
Yep.
I think
We're gonna incentivize the market for fucking slave labor. There you go. We need
Yeah.
a child labor. That's how we're gonna get cheap child labor. Them
That's
fucking
right.
orphans gotta do something to make up that money.
I think this just proves that Donald Trump is the first black president.
Do you, do you think if like something like this went through, like, okay, like let's say it doesn't even have to be this. Like, let's just say like they legalize child labor again and kids are allowed to work. Do you think orphanages start being run like prisons where they have like their own little sweatshops where they're making license plates and cheap clothes?
Yes,
They should.
yes.
Like,
If I was running
we
an
got
orphanage and I-
we got to pay for these damn kids somehow.
Yeah, you know what?
You don't want them.
Nobody wants them but me, and I'm the one taking care of them. So you gotta do what you gotta do to make ends meet. Just saying.
No, if they get found out to be scamming like some Indians,
That's not
they need
scamming.
to.
That's not
That is
scamming. We're
scamming.
Wanted
being
them
forthright.
kids.
These kids are gonna work for their fucking wages.
Now I'm saying if the mothers get caught, like just doing this where they're just like, I get 5,000, I'm like send it to an orphanage.
Bro, they're sending Social Security.
That money
checks
goes to the
people that are
orphanage.
300 years old. You think they give a fuck?
No.
Wait, what are you talking about?
They're already giving. Well, they're just adding on welfare. Fucking, you got women with like 8, 9 kids who just squeezing them out because they're like, I need the money. You think they're cutting them off? Going, no, Shaniqua, you had 6 kids already in the past 3 years. You're done. No,
All
they're
I'm
like,
saying
oh,
is she
7
don't
kids
take
here,
care of the
Shaniqua,
kids, she
here's
don't get
another
the money.
Fucking $1,200 a month.
If she
That
don't
would
take
be-
care of the kids,
that would be
she don't
your-
get the money.
That would make the policy better,
Bro,
but that's
taking
not what
care
it's
of the
going to
kids
say.
is very, taking care of her kids. Most of them are, taking care of their kids. They're having their parents take care of their kids. Their grandparents.
Wait, would
take
you
care of
rather the kid go to a state sweatshop like we're talking about right now?
Yes, actually, absolutely.
No.
If you're gonna have all these fucking
Well,
fucked
hey,
up kids,
hang on. Rob, kids grow up to hate their parents. So maybe.
And they wouldn't even know their parents here. She shouldn't get the money.
Right.
No,
That's what
their
I'm saying.
parents
I
would be
should
the
get
state.
money.
You didn't get it.
Tim, I'm going to cut you off right here.
That was
I'm going
good.
to tell
That's good.
Rob on why this is a good thing. Rob, you can either have this kid living fatherless at home in a single-family household with a whole bunch of brothers and sisters where their best opportunity is pro sports or fucking drug dealing, or you can put them in an orphanage where they're going to be forced to work for fucking survival, and they're going to learn a fucking skill that is going to be marketable and they can use later in their adult life. What would you prefer?
Yeah, the
Spoiled
first
ass,
one.
loud ass kids screaming at the movie theater, throwing popcorn when the chicken jockey comes out, or kids that can fucking make a fucking productive members of society? Your
Yeah,
call.
dude.
Do you
The
want
first
kids
one.
talking on their cell phone in the movie theater on FaceTime, or do you want kids who can fucking be productive members of society, Rob?
The first one. No one goes to the movies anymore. The movies are going to go out of business in the next 10 years.
I just took my
I'm not
kids to go
asking
see
you
Minecraft.
to tell
What are
me
you
about
talking
what reality is, Rob. I'm asking you to play into the stereotypes real quick.
That theater was full. We had to sit up front. There was nowhere else to go. What are you talking about?
Talking about the
Okay.
chicken jockey.
Minecraft is actually selling extremely well because of like
Because no one goes to the movies.
no one
Yeah,
goes
no one goes
to
to
the movies.
wrestling is fake.
And
No one goes
wrestling's
to movies,
fake, and
dude.
no one's going to wrestling either. That's why fucking WrestleMania sold out 2 fucking days back to back in a fucking football stadium.
I'd rather stay at home and
That the
watch
football
movie.
team in that football stadium can't sell out.
Now if they start playing football games at the movies, I'll go to the movies.
I'm
I think
I'm
they
going to
do.
agree with Rob, but
They
only on the
occasionally do
condition if
things like that.
those football games in the movie theaters are uncensored and everybody's mic'd up. I want to hear every single nigga and faggot, and I'm going to stick my finger in your booty hole shit that they say to each other.
I'm gonna agree with Josh. I think that's a great. It's
If
amazing.
you gave me a like Netflix style like NFL network where I could watch all of the players every game mic'd up, uncensored, every swear, slur, and profanity just for my consumption, I don't know how much I'd pay, but I can tell you that fucking who's the commissioner for the NFL, Rob?
Goodell.
What's it? Goodell, Roger Goodell. I can tell you right now, Roger Goodell would rate my wallet every fucking year because I would pay whatever price he named for that shit.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you just real quick. One time for the national championship, whenever I was a kid, 2008, they played a 3D version. I don't know what deal they worked out with the network in the movie theater, with big old movie theater, 300 plus seater. They had the national championship with the Gators and Oklahoma playing. We were screaming like, oh, it was like we were there. They never did it again, but I don't know why they didn't do it. I mean, it definitely ruined all the other movies around us.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, probably. But like, it was great. Like, it was great. Like, that's like being at the game. It's a great idea.
I mean, I've seen other shit like that for like wrestling and whatnot. So like,
That'd be
I don't
cool.
know,
Like,
it
a whole
it might still
sports
go
movies
on. You
would
just
be
gotta
cool.
look.
That'd be cool.
I've seen it done for the Super Bowl where they've done the Super Bowl in the movie theaters. Like, I would definitely, if the
Oh, that's
Eagles
so
went back
cool.
to Super Bowl,
Yeah. Oh,
I'd
yeah.
go.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I personally just think that there's just a lot of dog shit movies, and that's the problem.
Mitch, you
And,
can't afford to go to
yeah.
the movies. On to the next
Mitch,
topic.
No, I
First
think
off,
he's right. Like,
second
if there
off,
were
no.
good
Mitch
movies,
was-
you'd go see it.
You've
Yeah, you
never
just want
done a
something
movie, so
good.
you're not an expert. You're not allowed to speak on the quality of movies. You're not.
Oh
no
yes,
expert
I'm not
movie
an expert. I don't
Not
work
an
in
expert
Hollywood.
on
Have
the
you
movies.
been to Hollywood Boulevard?
I've
You
been
ain't
to
even
the
been
movie
to LA,
theater.
nigga. Fuck you. You don't know shit about movies. You're not a
Have
Jew.
you been to the Walk of Fame?
I've never been there, but I've been there.
20.
Have you been there?
Can we get? I love how whoever put the little scrolling counter at the bottom.
Oh, that was Rob,
that
yeah.
was where the win was.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
Yes, the
non-disruptive.
urgent news one.
Yeah.
But there is some urgent legislation going on
God,
in
how does he
Florida.
do it? How does he do it, people? Go ahead.
There is some urgent legislation going on that, we talked about shooting drones down before. Guys, we may finally get it.
Yeah, man.
God.
Florida
You mean-
bill,
I can shoot the drones now.
reasonable force.
This thing's reasonable here. This is a very reasonable force.
For this segment, we have to go to our lawyer in chief. What is reasonable force under Florida
Rob,
law?
is what I have in my hand?
Wait.
reasonable
He's
force?
actually qualified to give an opinion on this.
Yes,
What
he's
is-
an expert. Rob,
What
is
is
the law?
expert legal
No.
opinion.
No, the law is reasonable force. What is reasonable force under Florida law?
Yeah, Depends on what the new law says against drones. I don't know.
So
I don't know what it
reasonable
says.
force changes?
Depending on, it's a drone.
Okay,
It's
well,
not a
luckily
person.
we do get a little
If
bit of
I
an
fly
idea.
a drone into your house, what is reasonable force to get rid of it?
I don't know. They have drone nets. You can shoot a drone net to
What
take
would
the
you
drone
be
down.
willing
What
to
I'm
argue?
saying is here, I'm not a legal expert. Rob is, but Rob can correct me if I'm wrong since he is an expert. But in my
Apparently not.
non-expert opinion, that is one of those like open-ended blanket terms that they use, reasonable force, so that you got to find a good lawyer who's going to argue in your favor.
That was
going to
be my follow-up question is, Rob, back on the
Mm.
stand, what would you be willing to defend as reasonable force?
Can I shoot the drones with my gun, Rob?
I would say, yeah, you can shoot the drones, especially if it's like a habitual drone coming on your property. Yeah.
So if
in that
you're
shit.
telling me if I see the same motherfucking drone flying over my house day in and day out, I should be allowed to shoot at it, Rob.
I think so. I would like to read the rest of the article to see what the law
Can I
actually
ask a
says.
follow-up question, Mr. Lawyer Man?
Sure, yeah.
What if that drone happened to be owned by the military intelligence branch of the U.S. Army? Because they keep flying Reaper drones over my house, and I don't like that shit.
Oh, you got a fucking bazooka, a fucking javelin on you, dude?
Whoa, Robert.
Not reasonable,
This is
not-
a
not
completely
reasonable.
hypothetical legal question here. I am going to plead the fifth on that one because I am not in the business of incriminating myself, my family, my friends, or any of my colleagues
no
in
more.
any
Say no more.
actions or activities that we may or may not be, dabbling in.
Say no more. It is reasonable because in order for you to take down this military-grade drone, you need military-grade force.
True. Yeah. It's reasonable.
So what you're saying is that if hypothetically, and I'm not saying I do, Rob, that would be highly illegal if I did, but let's say hypothetically I didn't care about the laws because I'm a criminal, and I got a bazooka, and I shot down the drone. Would that be reasonable force, sir?
Was the drone unwanted?
I did not want that drone over my house, and I don't know if it was watching me, my family, my wife. It could be looking through my bathroom window, watching my wife
What if
shower.
it was?
for all
What
I
if
know.
it was the dildo drone? You remember
Yeah,
that?
Definitely-
exactly.
definitely
I
can't
don't know
have
from
that.
that distance if it's a dildo drone or not. I gotta assume
Burn
the
it
worst.
with
I'm
fire.
sorry, officer.
The dill drone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you remember that thing?
Yeah,
that
dude.
was
Dildo.
cool.
How-
Yeah, I
Never
remember
forget.
How
that
could
drone.
you forget? That thing was awesome. Anyway,
Anyway, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of what the law says,
I want to get into the nitty ditty, dude.
I
Let's
do.
get
I
down
want to
here.
get. This is actually a great nitty gritty conversation on how far down the rabbit hole can we go before we're actually criminals.
I want to know what the
should be able
actual
to shoot
bill says.
Anything going over my
Like,
house,
if I
including
still
the
lived in
International
Florida-
Space Station.
I'll say this: if I still lived in Florida, I would absolutely be willing to be the guinea pig for this law.
Now,
I would be willing to shoot down a drone. Mitch, I see you covering your face, but this is, I'm not talking.
remember
Try
that
not
image.
to laugh,
Remember
man.
that image. Remember that
Shoot
image.
down like a
of
Walmart
his
drone.
face.
Hey, I don't like this shit flying over
would-
my house.
Josh, I would purposely get some drones to fly over your property just to see how long it would take.
And I would call Rob and be like, Rob, I might be in some trouble. I'm willing to pay whatever fines or fees come about from the consequences of my actions because I understand unintended consequences are still consequences I have to deal with.
I want to do. I want to film a sketch commercial from the swamp, going like a lawyer commercial, going. Did you throw a hot dog at an unwanted drone that was flying in your fucking yard? Call Rob, the lawyer. We'll get you off or something like that.
Rob
We'll
will
get
get
you
a
off.
text message from
Yeah.
me tomorrow with just a fucking Costco
That's
hot
Rob's-
dog in his.
Was there a drone with a dildo attached trying to fuck your ass on your property?
No way. We're not
Call
having that
Vincent Law.
here.
We'll get you off.
Vincent Law.
That's it.
We're gonna stop the dill drones today.
No, we'll get you off. That's it.
Yeah,
Vincent
what
Law.
are we-
We'll get
we'll
you
get
off.
you off.
We'll
What are we
get you
talking
off.
about?
Vincent, Rob, if you ever start your own firm, if you don't, Vincent Law will get you off. I'm never gonna fucking pay anything for your services. I'm gonna recommend every lawyer but you.
Gonna go fucking what's that guy's name? I can't now. The big guy in Florida, J.P. Morgan, Jim.
Fucking
Morgan.
John Morgan.
John Morgan.
That guy's
Morgan and
all over the
Morgan.
country.
Yeah, you gotta fuck Morgan and Morgan. Vincent Law, we're gonna get you off.
You're not just gonna go to jail. You're gonna come to jail.
Warning. You may
You're
be the
gonna
one
come
who's
to jail.
causing someone else to come.
My lawyer was doing an open mic and couldn't show up this morning.
I'm sitting in court like, well, I'm in danger.
All right, so we're gonna get through this bill here and see what the hell's going on. But
Okay.
before we do you notice
we
this
didn't
here?
get through the bill already? That wasn't the bill? We didn't even talk about the bill for the last 30 minutes?
Bussy back on speaking circuit after his political career.
But look at
Oh,
Bussy.
man, look
Does
at
that
that
remind you of
Bussy.
anybody? Does that remind you of anybody? Perhaps. Mitch, put your hand on your face.
Oh, dude,
no.
you're just missing the spiked hair.
No,
Spike your hair up.
No.
Mr.
Oh, no.
Mr.
At least he can afford Beats. You don't even got Beats, bro.
One second. Beats are overpriced and overrated.
Yeah, tell him.
You're just
Mitch.
paying for the fucking name. Just get some
Yeah.
Sennheisers.
You
and
also look and sound like Connor from
close, dude.
Love on
Pretty
the
close.
Spectrum.
You could have. Mitch is Bussy.
Mitch Connor looks and sounds like Connor from Love on the Spectrum. Go
That's
watch it.
fucked up, bro.
Go watch it. Go
That's
watch
fucked-
it.
This is the roast of the swamp over here.
Go
That's
watch
pretty
it.
good, though.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
All right, here, let
Thank
me
you,
pull-
Gateway Pundit.
Yeah, they did that to you, not us.
Oh,
All right, we'll go ahead and
You
read
ain't gonna
some
catch a
more.
fucking drone. You ain't gonna catch.
He's throwing it.
Rob, I will catch the drone.
We watched
I'm gonna
Logan
shoot a
Paul
cargo
catch
net
the
at
drone
that
like
bitch.
3 times. It was great. Anyway, Florida lawmakers are unlikely to advance legislation this session that would repeal some of the gun control laws enacted after Parkland, including blocking under 21s from purchasing firearms retail. The state's ban on open carry is likely to remain in place as well. That's bad enough. But to make matters worse, a bill that sailed through the committee is now pending a vote on the floor of the state Senate that could end up misleading gun owners into believing that they had the right to shoot down any drone that appears over their property, placing them in legal jeopardy, as Fox News reports.
Disappointed, boys. How do you call yourselves the free state of Florida and you still don't even have something as simple as open carry?
I didn't know until like 6 months after moving here that Georgia has a concealed carry. It's like constitutional carry around here. How come Florida don't? What the hell?
Did we not get constitutional carry passed?
I don't
No,
think so.
you guys got fake
like
constitutional.
concealed carry, but like there's limits to it. Like
Yeah, it's a constitutional concealed carry in the sense of if you have a Florida state driver's license, you can conceal carry without having to go out and get a permit anymore. That's why I was able to conceal carry the last like 2-3 months I was in Florida, even though I didn't have a permit.
Oh, it's permitless carry.
Permitless
Yeah.
carry. Yes. Now here in the great state of fucking Arizona, where we have real gun laws here, I can open carry. I don't need a permit. I don't even need my driver's license. I just need myself and the God-given right that I'm an American citizen, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't gotta show the cops my fucking ID. Like, oh, you got a gun on you, bud. You got your ID on you? No, officer, I don't actually. Okay.
Usually they just start shooting if you have a gun on you.
You know,
You got a gun!
I get that I'm brown, Rob, but wrong brown.
Not that brown.
Not that brown. I'm not that dark. Sorry.
You're still white.
Exactly.
I don't know, dude.
I'm white passing.
I saw a video today of this dude just opening. Well, he came to the door with a gun, and the police were knocking on the door. Shouldn't have even opened the door. But
Everybody's been saying that, like, bro, if you're gonna come to the door with a gun and not know who the fuck you're opening the door for with a gun, you probably shouldn't have opened the door at all.
Yeah. You saw
Without
the
a
video
gun.
where the cop just straight up Christmas. It was like Christmas Day, Christmas Eve or something. Just like straight up, as soon as he opened the door, blow, he's done.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta be smarter than that.
Yeah.
Like, shit, we have a whole rally every year in the fucking Capitol building in Phoenix just to remind the legislature in Arizona that, yeah, we still have a lot of guns out here, and y'all ain't gonna be able to take them all away. And, you know, there's a reason Arizona is the machine gun capital of the United States. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Oh, is
so
go tell New Hampshire that.
New Hampshire don't got no machine. Nigga, New Hampshire don't even. I can't even sell my Glock to one of my friends there without fucking getting the feds involved. Fuck out of my face, free state. Can I buy alcohol in the fucking gas station? I mean, I'm not talking beer. I'm talking liquor, hard liquor. I can't buy hard liquor in Florida either. So I mean, I ain't just trying to shit on New Hampshire here.
What do you mean?
I can go walk down
Depends
the
on where
road
you
right
go.
now to the motherfucking Circle K on the corner by my crib, which there's a Truly right across the street, which I wouldn't recommend Truly, but there's a dispensary there too. But
God,
the
they're
Circle K,
everywhere.
I can go in there, I can get Buffalo Trace, I can get Absolute Vodka, I can get whiskey, I can get hard liquor, and I'm talking full-size bottles, not them little gay-ass fucking shot fucking sorority bitch shit that y'all like to drink. I'm talking real grown man-ass bottles of liquor.
Bro,
In
what?
the fucking
What are you
gas
talking
station.
about?
Y'all don't got liquor at the gas station?
Well, it's a liquor.
Oh, he's saying at the gas station.
At the gas
At the
station.
gas
Okay.
station.
Oh, okay.
Yes, like you go to 7-Eleven, could you get a bottle of Buffalo Trace?
No.
Can you get a bottle of Absolute?
I can get a bottle of like Fireball.
You can get a bottle
Like a
of
fifth.
like
You can get like a fifth of like various
you can
things
get one
at
of
the
them
gas
little
station. Has.
fucking gay shot John.
No. I've seen gas station up here. The gas stations have like fifths of like Fireball and
Oh,
vodka.
you're
whiskey.
like lower Alabama, so you don't count, Rob.
Okay,
I'm not
all right.
Josh ain't lying, but you can't do it between 12 and 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Man,
for sure
you
that.
find the
For sure
right
that.
gas station, they're gonna live that shit, nigga. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You gotta shop around. That's all.
No, I remember whenever I was 15 and looking back at pictures, we looked 15, 16. We go to this Arab gas station down on 10 Mile, and we'd go in there and put the beer on the table, and then they'd look us square in the eye and go, "You don't fuck me, man. You don't fuck me. I fuck you. You fuck me." And then he'd be like, "Okay," and then we'd buy the beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
man.
like the Arabs at the little like stop and get shot by my fucking college campus. 18 years old, no college ID in my driver's license, 18, buying beer, didn't give a fuck. Like, you don't say nothing. Nope, guys, we're just gonna go home and drink.
Yep. And that's how it is. He would give us Rillos too. He gave us Rillos. He give us. They sold beer. I want to say back in the day they had spice in that thing and not saying we did anything, but yeah, bad
Yeah.
stuff. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Yeah,
kid.
don't do the spice, guys.
Bad stuff.
Oh God, that
Terrible.
stuff isn't synthetic weed. It's synthetic crack.
That's synthetic. fucking
Well, back in the
synthetic,
day, like when we were doing it, it was like the straight up K2 stuff, and then they started legislating it and then changing it, the chemicals every other time. I have seen some crazy stuff.
I know.
I hope people still do that shit, which is crazy now. I don't even know what it is
used
now.
to work in the like warehouses where you used to spray the chemicals on that shit before they shipped it out.
Yeah. No. That shit is and the
Never.
thing that caused
Never
us to
again.
do that was that our school drug tested us for weed. So instead of smoking weed, kids would start smoking spice because it was
they sold it
synthetic.
everywhere.
Well, because they
Yeah.
sold it as synthetic cannabis and it was everywhere, right? Yeah.
That
shit
shit
was
is
worse.
not synthetic. No, it's not.
It's
like
not.
I'm just-
No.
So
wild, your school drug tested you. That's crazy.
It was
kinda
it
crazy.
was
There
a
was a kid
legislation that passed in our county because some kid from my school was like, if you participate in sports, if you are in an organization in school, you're a leader on campus, and we don't want you doing drugs. So they turned that into that. Also, if you had a parking pass at the school, you got randomly drug tested, but it wasn't really random. They would just drug test whoever they felt like drug testing if they thought you
stoners.
smoked weed. Yeah. So whenever I walked into prom with an Olive Garden to-go box, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're testing him next week,"
Nice.
and they did, and I passed. But I was very high at that time. I don't know how.
Got
I
him!
passed that. I prayed to God, and that's how I passed that drug test.
and this is how you repay Jesus.
Is voting for a black Catholic pope.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
Showed him. Well, going back to this bill here, if passed, the bill would allow homeowners to take matters into their own hands if a drone is spotted over their property, but does not specify what constitutes reasonable force, raising red flags that could force a showdown between Florida law and the Federal Aviation Administration. Currently,
Fuck the FAA, we shooting drones out here, motherfuckers.
currently
Shooting
federal law.
drones.
Currently, federal law prohibits anyone from tampering with an aircraft while it's in the air, with violators facing hefty fines up to 5 years in jail. Quote, "It is illegal under federal law to shoot at an aircraft," said the FAA in a statement to Fox News. "A private citizen shooting at any aircraft, including unmanned aircraft, poses a significant safety hazard." The FAA declined to comment on the bill specifically, citing the department's inability to comment on pending legislation.
Yeah. So, if it's going to be that, then what I would say is it's a reasonable standard is case by case. You're going to say, like
if I use rat shot, maybe that's okay.
Well, and it's going to deal with, is it going to fall in a safe area?
That's the next part, yeah.
Yeah, right, and shit like that. So it's going to be a factor of like a fly on the wall watching this situation, an objective, reasonable standard, and it's going to be a case by case basis.
Yeah. It says, while the bill does not explicitly legalize using firearm to take down a noisy drone, the possibility could have dangerous consequences since everything that goes up must come down. They're talking to some lawyer in Florida. He said the discharge or use of the device is not as dangerous as the consequences, such as the drone falling. Florida has strict gun laws as far as discharging a weapon in residential areas or over residential neighborhoods. But if you use it the wrong way, you can kill people and go to jail for a long time. State law prohibits firing a gun in local neighborhoods, with the exception being for self-defense. However, this lawyer does not believe that using a firearm to shoot down a drone would qualify under that defense. Are you defending property when taking down the drone? I think you're defending your right to privacy. I don't necessarily think that you're defending property. It would be an argument to somebody charged with that crime that they're defending their property, but the way the statute's written, I don't think it would prevail. It's very concerning. Giving people rights to discharge firearms in open spaces in public is really concerning, and I don't know how fellow Floridians are going to react. So,
well, it's not in public, is it? It's in your private property.
Yeah, but most people live in like a suburb.
Firearms in open spaces.
Right.
That's what our founding fathers did all the time.
Yeah, well, I think he's kind of wrong there on that last point. It's not in public if it's in if it's like circling around your property. That's
but
private.
most people live in like suburbs, or they live in apartment buildings or things like that, and that's what it's going to apply to. It's not going to apply if you come out to the Crosby compound and I shoot your fucking drone down.
Yeah,
it ain't going to apply to that.
I understand that, but the whole bill was about your property, like it was in and around your property, right? So that's what it applies to.
But
that's
if you own a house in an HOA, your neighbor might be 30 feet from you, but technically it's still your property.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand that, and what I'm saying is, I think
we should
this
shoot
guy,
the neighbors too.
This guy was
no witnesses.
This guy was right up until the last point, and I don't think a firearm is going to be reasonable in most cases, right? But how else are you going to take down the drone?
So, I'm going to paint a scenario here.
Paintball gun.
There's a drone going over your property.
Maybe.
You have regularly expressed disconcern or not liking this drone going over your property. Eventually, you just take a gun and shoot it.
Yeah.
This property is a really big piece of land out, let's say, in Lady Lake, and shooting the gun on the property is not going to cause great alarm, other than whoever's drone that is probably being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would say that's fair that in that situation, because what this guy is like, the law leaves it open, right? But the thing is, if you're shooting the gun in the air, how far is the bullet going to go and where is it going to land and shit like that? But you have no idea. You have no way of knowing that, really.
And this, I think this speaks to a bigger question on property rights and I see it in the chat here, is where does your property end exactly? Like, you have probably, without even realizing it, hundreds of aircrafts that fly over your personal property every single day. Every single day, hundreds probably, maybe even thousands in some days, without you even realizing it, fly over your property. Do you have a right to shoot at those planes? No, I don't think so. Like I don't think that's reasonable force. Commercial airliner flying over your house is not reasonable force, just because you don't want the people looking down at your house.
So I knew somewhat of it. It kind of varies from state to state. It's looking like the Supreme Court has ruled that about 83 feet above your property, you own that. Like you own that.
So I
anything
can't.
kind of hovering.
Why did they settle on 83 feet? Is
I don't
what
know.
I want to know.
I don't know. However, the Federal Aviation Administration defines navigable airspace as everything above 500 feet. So let's just say 500 feet. Let's just say, because the FAA says
Okay.
everything above 500 feet, that's navigable. So if you go below that as a drone registered with the FAA, you're thereby not in navigable airspace.
And and I think that is where we need to have the conversation of, if you're going to take down, we can filter that however we want on what takedown means, but if you're going to take down a drone, it's got to be at least 500 feet over your property. Would that not be reasonable, Robert, in your legal expert opinion?
Dude, I hate how y'all are putting me on the spot.
I know.
Because it's
Isn't
like a
it great?
novel. It's like a novel thing. I would disagree with that guy because it leaves this open. Like, if a drone is constantly because drones have cameras invading your right to privacy, which is one of the more sacred rights that is in the penumbras of our Constitution, then you should be able to take that drone down. How else are you going to take that drone down other than like a firearm of some sort?
Mr. Vincent, if I may be so ignorant as to ask for an alleviation of my ignorance here, can you cite where exactly in the Constitution the right to privacy is guaranteed?
It's in the penumbras of the Constitution, as stated in one of our Supreme Court decisions by one of our esteemed justices.
I'm not telling you. Go on.
Yeah, the right to privacy isn't enumerated in our Constitution, but it is in one of our Supreme Court decisions, one of the landmark decisions. Can't remember the name of it right now. Basically, the justices agreed that it's within the penumbras of the Constitution. Marriage, right to be parents, things of that nature, right to sex, shit like that.
Yeah.
Please send me that. Because I hear that a lot. Is like, hey, the right to privacy is not enumerated in the Constitution. It's not a right. It's not something guaranteed. So technically speaking, you have a right to, a right to a firearm, a right to free speech, a right to, not quarter soldiers in your home. But you don't have a right. It's always what I've heard from the left and the right. You do not have a right to privacy.
The left uses it because it was in Griswold v. Connecticut. Okay, so Justice.
You don't have a right to privacy in public spaces.
Right.
That's different than a right to privacy in your home, though.
The Fourth and Ninth Amendments form penumbras that create a zone of privacy protected by the Constitution. Justice Douglas noted that First Amendment's right of association, Third Amendment's right of prohibition against quartering troops, and Fourth Amendment's protection against unreasonable search and seizures, and Fifth Amendment's right against self-incrimination all contribute to the zone of privacy. So it's like contributing factors of the other rights contribute to your right to privacy.
Go fishing with the harpoon gun. I'm down for it.
Thank you, Rob, for educating me today.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing we learned in law. Like, one thing I learned in law school, some of these court decisions from the Supreme Court you agree with, some of them you don't. But ultimately, it's like that's kind of how they built what we have today. Right to privacy was positive. Griswold v. Connecticut. I don't remember exactly what happened in that case right now. I'm kind of drunk. 4 drinks in. I beat the 2-drink minimum.
Hell yeah.
But here I would say if you're getting spied on and you have an immense amount of land and the drone is below the 500 feet, shoot that motherfucker out of the fucking sky.
It says that's his legal advice. In Florida, the concept of reasonable force is central to self-defense claims. This is something I was trying to see what.
Damn it! But it's not a person. I don't like that. I don't like.
Well,
that
no, hang on. I was trying to say Florida law on reasonable force. I was trying to get a description of like what reasonable force might be, and so like because they keep saying like a reasonable. What they say reasonable something.
Because if it's if it's a gun, if the drone has a gun and it's deadly, then you can obviously shoot.
But here, so defense against unlawful entry. If someone reasonably believes that an intruder is unlawfully entering their home, vehicle, or place of business, they may use force, including deadly force, to defend themselves.
An intruder? Is this an intruder?
Okay. Yes.
This drone is intruding upon my private property. I did not invite the drone or its operator onto my property. They've chosen whether you want to consider this by force.
Now wait.
No.
Hang on. There's another part to this. You guys jump on the first thing, okay? Defense against unlawful entry. That's the first thing. Part 2, proportionate response. The force must be proportionate to the threat. For example, if somebody is being pushed or shoved, a firearm in response would likely be considered excessive force. So that was going to be my point. Is like
this sounds like an AI answer.
It is an AI answer, but it's a right answer.
No. It's not a person.
I didn't look up whether or not a drone is considered a person. I said, what does Florida law consider to be reasonable force, and cite examples.
Yeah, well, no, it's different.
And so it talks about an intruder. I think a drone qualifies as an intruder, and I think the other stipulation would be proportional force. You can't shoot a gun at a drone. You could use a butterfly net.
You can put that on an intruder too, Rob.
No, I don't agree, because like the drone could be a pretext to an intruder. The drone could be mapping out your property to come steal or kill you.
So do you have to wait for the man to come, or can you kill the drone?
Exactly. No, I think you should be
kill
able to
the fucking drone.
Eliminate the threat.
Here you go, boys. Here's the answer to everything.
Shut up,
can you reasonably discern whether or not that drone has a tactical nuclear device attached to it in any way, shape, or form? If the answer is no, I cannot discern, then it is reasonable to believe that could be a credible threat to you.
Josh talking like a cop right now.
Your Honor, he's talking like Dick Cheney. There were weapons of mass destruction on
somewhere.
The greatest cop, the big boy cop,
the
Raytheon cop.
Somewhere in this general area around this drone, there was a gun.
Officer, I didn't know if there was a tactical nuke attached to that thing, so I just didn't want to take that chance.
That drone could have been packing a dildo. I was scared, sir.
That drone could have been having a barbed dildo, and I could have gotten the pink-haired fucking Fury right there. I didn't want none of that.
No, sir.
Y'all missed it.
Oh, man. Getting all up in there with the barbed wire dildo.
Barbed.
God.
That's a good one. I appreciate that, chat.
Well, Mitch doesn't have any more stories, so I'm going to add this before we close out. This would be the funny thing here. It's kind of pertaining to the law, and Rob, you can grade this guy's legal performance. Here we go.
Do you know why I pulled you over?
Because I was at the stop sign for too long?
Yeah, what's up with that? Why was you just sitting there?
I was just waiting for it to turn green.
I feel it's better than running through it. Where you headed?
I'm headed home.
Okay, where you live?
With my parents.
Okay, and where do your parents live?
They live with me.
Okay, and where do you all live?
We all live together.
Okay, so where's your house?
That's next to my neighbor's house.
And where's your neighbor's house?
Ooh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Next to my house.
Step out the car, please.
I'm going to jail?
Yep.
All right, cool. You gonna defend this guy? You gonna defend this guy?
Yeah, man. He could have just been texting on his phone and not paying attention. He might not be high. He honestly.
Rob, why does he gotta be high? Why do we just assume the black guy is high on a traffic stop? That's
because
racist.
he's not slurring his speech. He's speaking perfectly fine. My only
why
thing
would
is
a black man get pulled over and arrested?
my only thing is this is racial profiling.
Because I was at the stop sign for too long?
This is it right here.
What's up with that? Why was you just sitting there?
I was just waiting for it to turn green.
Clearly a white cop.
That right there. That is the only issue I have, and I would say he was just trying to be funny and get out of the ticket, and I think that he would say the same. My client is a very funny man.
Trying to make a joke.
My client, that is actually Jay Stickham, a local comic from Pensacola, Florida. Don't know what he's doing driving. He shouldn't be. No, that's no.
I was like, is that really?
No,
No,
that's pretty fucking funny.
No. This guy, I could represent him as long as he has, money.
There you go.
Do you accept all bills all at once, all 20s and 5s?
This man's like, I accept cash,
It's
credit, WIC,
honestly,
EBT, food stamps, crack cocaine, heroin, weed, MDMA. I got the Molly water. I got Dipsy do's, Dipsy don'ts, thing to make your dick hard, thing that makes your dick soft.
And just to clarify, you do have to wait till it gets hard to put it in, right?
Yeah, you have to wait till it gets hard.
Gotta.
If you don't wait till it gets hard, you're wasting the whole time doing everything.
Now
Okay.
accepting
All right, I'm just
bottles of
checking.
water. Correct.
All right. Yeah. No, we're not accepting all that. But if he has a Cadillac, we will take the Cadillac for sure.
You know,
Sure.
do you know who will accept bottles of water? Bob's Pelts. Bob's Pelts will take all
Bob's
your bottles
Pelts.
of waters.
We're thirsty as fuck.
Thirsty as fuck for them pelts, baby. We need.
Yeah, man.
It's cold and we need them warm pelts to keep us through the winter time. It's summertime now. That we need them pelts to keep us cool. We need cool pelts. You need a cool pelt in your life. You know what you can do for the summertime? Pelt hat.
Yep. Yep.
Accessorize. It's
Yep.
summertime, boys.
We saw Serta, all them doing the cool technology. We're a little behind. We need some cool
Coon
technology.
tech. That's what we got.
Cool coon tech.
Cool coon tech. You're hot. We got cool coons to keep you cool, coon.
He's even got a little button that goes, "Hey, motherfucker, ain't that breeze, don't it? Ain't that breeze on me, don't it?"
That was pretty good. I like that one.
That
a
was
lot.
great. All right, good
Bob
episode, guys. Good job, Mitch.
Yeah, we're right
Mitch,
at 2 hours. Closing up, man.
doing it.
Yeah.
Bob's pelts, ladies and gentlemen. Bob's pelts. Get your pelts from Bob's.
Get the pelts from Bob.
Where's the counter?
Oh, beaver vanilla. That's a good one. Did y'all miss that? Do y'all know about the beaver vanilla?
I don't think so. Dude.
Beaver vanilla. Huh?
yeah,
I
I
would
love
taste
beaver.
so bad.
Listen, when
I
yeah,
love
go.
beaver.
I'm not going to give it away. Those that know, go check it out on Peaceful Seed Network with Jake Green and Liberty Libations and all those guys. We talked about beaver vanilla extensively.
I
so-
missed that episode. No.
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna have
check
to
it
check
out.
out the beaver. I missed beaver vanilla conversation.
You just-
Can't even
Yeah.
say it. I'm so
Curious.
excited. I'm like,
We will definitely
Beaver
have to
vanilla.
discuss this more in mini golf as well.
Yes.
mini golf. What about the beaver vanilla?
Hey, you got to get in the Discord. You could have got WrestleMania for free. Rob missed out.
Yeah.
Don't be like Rob. Join the Discord.
Sorry, guys. I was performing at a comedy show in Pittsburgh
Man,
and
this
meeting.
man was jiggling his own junk in fucking Wisconsin. Don't let that nigga lie to you.
No, that's
But
not true.
seriously, come join the Discord. We did WrestleMania both nights. We're talking about doing the NFL draft on Thursday night this week.
We are gonna do a Swampcast fantasy football league.
Yes, that's
so,
gonna come
so
up.
the four of us, we're gonna be in there. Get in while you can. I don't know how many slots there's gonna be, but we're probably gonna have to cut it off at some number. So
Oh yeah,
We're doing
but I
A&B.
mean, we're gonna be doing, and this is something. Instead of to join the Discord, boys and girls, this is the type of stuff we're gonna be doing in the Discord. Is these private watch-alongs that
the stuff we can't do anywhere else
yes,
because
the
of
stuff
copyright.
we can't do
Copyright.
anywhere but the Discord. You're gonna
Yeah.
get access to that there, and I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You're gonna want to get in now at the ground floor. I'm not gonna tell you why yet, because once you understand the why, the how is gonna become easy for y'all.
Yeah.
But if you're not already, join the Discord, because if you're not in now at the ground floor, getting on the elevator to the first floor is gonna cost you. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna cost you more than you want to pay. I promise.
I don't know what he's talking about, so we'll find
I
out.
don't know. We're gonna
It's
figure
gonna
that
cost
out.
Yeah, I
as
was gonna
well.
say, you guys must
I'm gonna get
discuss-
I'm gonna get my Kanye on. I'm gonna get my cousins right.
All right, we're gonna be selling HH shirts. RealSwampcast.com. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go check.
I do want to plug something.
Yeah, I was
before.
go- I was
I got
gonna
a piece
say-
so bad. Yeah.
Plug it.
Robbie the Fire Bernstein kicking off his porch tour. I'm going to be a part of the kickoff of the porch tour for the
Mobile?
second
Yeah.
for the second year in a row in Mobile, Alabama.
Right next to
Mobile,
T-Mobile?
Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida. So this Thursday in Mobile, this Friday in Pensacola at Derek's house, and then
Nice.
Robbie will be performing in Fart Walton, but it's not a porch
Fart
tour.
Walton.
He's just we're just
just
performing
hanging
at
out.
Studs and Cinema on the 26th on Saturday, and then I'll be in St. Augustine. So if you guys are coming up from Central Florida, St. Augustine on May 10th, I'll be there with Robbie as well. And then I got other dates, but we'll talk about that next week.
Until further Oh wait,
He's
Tim, do you
high
have
as
anything?
shit. No, we're good. Join Discord.
Until
Go buy your generic dog food.
Until your
Get Rob's
drone
pelts.
comes.
And if you need legal help, go to Vincent Law. He will get you off.
Vincent Law, he will make you come.
All right. See y'all next Tuesday.